Today, we're talking about retirement planning. So here's the question. Dear Kat, my wife and I are in our mid-40s. We're planning to retire in 10 years and go traveling. Our two properties are already paid off and our children's education is settled. Since we expect to use a fair bit of our savings for travel, I wonder if there's any way we can plan so that we can have some retirement income to replenish the money that we will use. Well, this is a dream life for many people. But the question now is, can your bank account support that dream? If your idea of retirement planning is to have an X amount when you retire and slowly chip away at it, that's a pretty outdated idea and can be dangerous too because you will severely underestimate inflation. The saving that you thought is a lot may not be enough to last you your lifetime. When you retire, you will have your savings and EPF. For international viewers, EPF is our Malaysians Employees Provident Fund. So at the point of retiring, usually people will feel, oh, it's okay. I have this amount of money. It's so much that I don't think I'm going to finish using it. But believe me, after 10 years of spending that, you will start to get worried because inflation is no joke. If you keep your money in the EPF, the dividend rate is about 5%, and that's barely enough to cover personal inflation. If you keep your money in the bank account, that's even worse. The 2 or 3% is not enough to even cover inflation. So the value of your money erodes over time. That's what happened to my parents. They are very risk-averse people. They keep all their money in the bank. So what seemed like a lot of money at the point of retirement may seem very little when you're actually 70 or 80 years old. Many retirees depend on the fixed deposit interest to fund their living expenses. Don't be surprised if one day that's not enough and you have to start using your capital. If you're not happy that I'm saying that, it's the truth. Don't shoot the messenger. Let's get down to the things that you can do so that you can have a dream retirement. Number one, save, and save. If you plan on having an enjoyable retirement with travel and good food, you need to start saving now. No more buying frivolous things. Make a budget and keep to it. Spend intentionally. Number two, pay down your debts. Write down all your debts, amount owing, interest rate, and monthly repayment. Your mortgage too, even if your rental income covers the loan installment. This can be a potential source of headache 10 years later when new properties spring up in the area and take away your tenants. Then you work on paying off all your loans before retirement, if, if possible. By the way, if you find this interesting, please like and subscribe. Number three, get a good health insurance. This is financial planning 101. Never ever invest before you're properly insured. Don't talk about XYZ percentage of return. Everything will be wiped out. If you fall sick and you're not insured, you need to use that money to pay for medical bills. You may ask, what sort of insurance do I need? Well, a medical insurance is a must. It covers hospitalization due to sickness or injury, regardless whether it is critical or not. In 2016, I had a surgery to remove my appendix. While lying in the hospital bed, I was so grateful that I have insurance. The cost came up to about 25,000 ringgit, which the insurance company paid. 25,000 is not an earth-shattering amount, but it's not small money either. So if you have medical insurance, you don't need to use your retirement savings to pay for hospital admissions. If you have a family history of Alzheimer's or dementia, I suggest that you add on critical illness coverage as well. So what's the difference between the two? A medical insurance will cover hospital admissions, whether critical or not, but the insurance company will pay directly to the hospital. Whereas a critical illness coverage will be where the insurance company pays you a lump sum cash if you are diagnosed with a critical illness. So Alzheimer's do not really need a lot of hospital admissions, but they do require very expensive medication. Alzheimer's is a critical illness. So you can use this critical illness cash payout to purchase those medications. Just to be clear, the insurance I'm talking about is your personal insurance, not the insurance that your employer buys for you. So what's the best time to buy it? Now, when you are healthy and young. Some people may say, oh, my company buys critical illness and group hospitalization for me. If I buy anything now, then it's just redundant. Wrong thinking, bro. If you plan to only buy when you're about to retire, your health at that time may not pass the test. And if you develop a serious illness, you may have to stop working before you reach retirement age, and your employer's insurance will not cover you anymore. And you can't buy any more insurance at that point either. So just buy one policy. Doesn't have to be a big one, but at least you have one. Now, what if you're already unable to buy insurance due to some health conditions? Then you need to set up a sinking fund. I'll need to talk about that in a separate video. Okay, now that I've frightened you a bit, let's talk about happy things. Okay, step number 4. Set up a travel fund. It's painful for Malaysians to travel abroad due to the weak ringgit. So preferably your travel fund should be in the US dollars. Get professional help to invest and grow that fund. Each time you travel, you can draw down from it. Step number 5, plan for regular cash inflow. Let me ask you, if you know that you're going to have cash coming in every 5 years in your retirement, how would you feel? Very happy, right? No stress, right? You can go and eat the 16-ounce steak instead of the 10-ounce one. You can play golf twice a week instead of just once. And ladies, you can keep up that expensive skincare regimen so that you can keep looking young. When you're 50, people say you're 30. When you stand next to your husband, people think you're his daughter. Wow, that's worth every cent, right? I know, there will be people who will tell me, oh, Catherine, I prefer to age gracefully. Well, I mean, you do you, but I prefer to look young. Let's get down to the mechanics of how to have money coming in every 5 years in your retirement. I help my clients to structure a portfolio of saving plans which mature in different dates, like 5, 10, 15, up to 25 years. And the underlying assets would be US mutual funds. So my clients would invest in top performing US mutual funds issued by high caliber asset managers like BlackRock, JP Morgan, through saving plans from global insurance companies. For my clients, it is a totally passive investment. All they need to do is to make sure that their credit card gets deducted every month. I will be the portfolio manager, picking the funds and monitoring their portfolios. Now that you know how to structure a retirement portfolio so that you can have money coming in every 5 years, check out my other video on retirement planning. See you in the next video.